There are a total of 136 FBS teams in the whole country, but only 67 of those 136 teams are Power 5, which makes me think, what non-Power 5 schools could be Power 5 schools? So I came up with 10 non-Power 5 teams that could be Power 5 teams, and I'll explain why they could be Power 5 teams. I am going to be basing it off of stadiums, Power 5 wins, and the school's history. So let's just get right into the video, people. Y'all, I'm not even going to talk about this one. We all know that Oregon State and Washington State should be Power 5 teams, but because the stupid new conferences alignments made them be non-Power 5, because now they're not in the Pac-12 anymore. Like, why do they not have the Pac-12 anymore? Literally, California is in the Atlantic Coast Conference, not the Pacific, whatever it is, conference. I don't know what the A means, but still, this is stupid. This isn't even an argument. They should be Power 5 teams. Stupid conference realignments. Well, next up is Boise State. And, to be honest, I do not know why they aren't a Power 5 team. Like, come on. The Potato State needs a Power 5 team. They have the Potato Bowl game. You got to have a Power 5 team in the Potato State. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in football, clearly they could easily be fine in a Power 5 conference. They literally made the playoffs. Well, it was all because of Ginty, but still, And then in basketball, I really don't even know if they're good in basketball, but they have a pretty good stadium. They even have a baseball team. I didn't even know that, but their stadium is kind of mid, but at the same time, when you look at Missouri Stadium, it's not that bad. Now, the only really, Power 5 team they played all year in the regular season was Oregon, and they lost by 3. But at the same time, losing by 3 to the number 1 school is, in my opinion, I don't know what about Boise State fans. They might have a different opinion, but in my opinion, that's a pretty good game, only losing to 3 against Oregon, especially at Autzen Stadium, that's pretty good. Up next is App State. Yeah, that tiny little sliver of black right there. But as you can see, App State could definitely be a Power 5 team. Obviously, they have a really, really cool football stadium. Like, the background is sick, and then the baseball stadium is also sick. The basketball stadium, I mean, it's okay, not the best, not the worst, you know what I'm saying? But then a few years ago, they had a crazy upset against Texas A&M in Week 1. I don't know what year that was, but I just know it was a few years ago. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then App State, to be fair, there is an argument because, North Carolina already has 4 teams. So, 5 teams in one state is, kind of big, especially for North Carolina's, size. So, there's technically an argument there, but, I don't care. App State should just be a Power 5 team. And if you want to remove somebody to make App State do it, do like Wake Forest or Duke. Actually, never mind. I don't really want them out. Just add App State. Next up on this list, we have Coastal Carolina. This one's kind of similar to App State. They have a good football stadium. Their baseball stadium, man, their baseball stadium is sick. That's an SEC baseball stadium, Just put them in the SEC if you make them a Power 5 team, To be honest, football, in 2024 wasn't that good. But, now and then they do have their good football seasons. And then, again, baseball was just crazy, this is why they should be Power 5. They made it to the College World Series. And the thing is, they literally won it in 2016 as well. You know, that's a SEC baseball school right there, you know. Their basketball stadium is, you know, kind of mid. You know. But, the thing is, not every single school is going to have the best basketball stadium, so I'll give them that. But to be honest, not only do they have good stadiums, you know, they're pretty good in sports most of the time. In baseball, you know, they played a lot of Power 5 teams, and, you know, they dominated in almost all of them. Yeah, and they also absolutely dominated the Sun Belt right after Southern Miss. So, yeah, that's how you know they should be a Power 5 school, especially in baseball. Next up is going to be Memphis. This one, I think, should definitely be a Power 5 school. You know, Tennessee has 3 very big cities. It's Nashville, Knoxville, and Memphis. You know, and 2 of those, Knoxville and Nashville, both have teams. Which makes me think, why don't you have another Power 5 team, Memphis, you know? So, I think it is a very good city to have a Power 5 team. And then also they have some good stadiums. Their football stadium looks very cool. It's very unique. It kind of looks like Autzen Stadium, which is pretty cool. The basketball stadium is really good, to be honest. They also were really good in basketball this year. They had that good upset against UConn, which I know is not a Power 5 team, but, you know, UConn is good every single year, you know. So it was a really good win for them. And then their baseball stadium, I mean, it's all right, you know. And then I don't know, but I think they might have, like, the most money out of any non-Power 5 team, which is pretty cool. So Memphis also had a good upset a few years ago against Miami. I don't know how long ago it was, but yeah, that was a really good, you know, upset. So they have good history. They're actually pretty good in sports. They also have good stadiums. So I think this is after Washington State and Oregon State, this is probably the biggest one that should be a Power 5 school. So that's going to be it for today's video because, you know, this video took a long time to edit, and I only did 6 teams, but next video will be the next 4 teams in this. Wait. Oh, yeah, 4 teams. Yeah, 4 teams. I don't know why I hesitated. But, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.